Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Pokemon Duel. Today we are talking about the new announcement of maintenance related to the major update. Choose a team. You have a choice of either being Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise. There's no doubt I'm going to be Team Charizard. I actually don't have a Blastoise figure somehow, but even if I did really want a Blastoise figure, one, he's terrible. Miracle needs to be 3 stars. It's terrible, terrible move. And Charizard, Charmander, Red. Plus, if you do get Charizard as a figure, Charizard's the only one that we know at the moment with the that's going to be getting the X and Y Mega Charizard. So you've got to have him. Venusaur wants to be green. So if you are Team Shiny, Team Red. If you are anything other than that, then that's cool. But know that you'll be up against. I'm going to be going hard for our team and making sure that we win whatever the event is. You get bonus items depending on which team you go for. Whether that is going to be a figure, whether that's going to be specific items related to each figure or each type. Who knows? But I'm excited for that update. That's going to be really interesting. Also, some figures have been made unavailable. Sad to see Blaziken go. We only got the one banner with him in, and we've got all this time now. But I don't want to be using my tickets now because I'm waiting until the next update, next recommended booster comes, so we can get fresh new figures. We've got Entei going. Already got him. Hello, Typhlosion, Genesect, Snorlax, Magmortar, Reshiram. So actually, not bad for me. All those figures that I've got. Only Blaziken that I will be sad to see go, and Combusken with that as well. So let's get to the one of the most important things in terms with this update is the game-changing stat balance adjustment. Now this will make huge changes to the meta. Like Deoxys have owned for a long time, and even with changes, you still see them in the top tier of rankings, and they've been hard to beat. Even with the Metagross, even with the extra tropical energy plates that stop the respins, dark types, that dark energy, a lot of decks that just are made to counter it, but just still make it. Still not easy to beat them. So we have some changes. First of all, the plate size has been changed from 6 to 8, the maximum that you can have. Now with that, obviously, as we saw in the little preview, you use a plate to gain an evolution, a mega evolution. So they needed to make a change for that. I'm glad they did that, because that's one of the things that I actually recommended, I think, in that video that they need to do, to leave space for your hurdle jumps and your double chances. It also gives you the ability to, if you're not going to pull off the mega, to actually put an extra piece in your extra plate in your deck that you might actually use and get a good head start before they get that evolution. So if you like a long throw, nice tactical long throw, if you get 2 hurdle jumps and now you only run the 1, so it leaves a little balance if you actually haven't achieved the mega evolution, whatever you have to do to get that. So first changes. The best way to go through these changes is to look at the images of it, and I'll talk us through it. So we're going to see Rayquaza with a massive 140. Rayquaza has the most powerful yellow disc in the game, and it just got stronger. 140 makes him a huge counter to Deoxys attack. It means you can now take him out unless you're going up against the R13. That guy has a chain level 10 Deoxys figure at 140, but I've got 3 Rayquazas, so I'll make it 141. Plus, 60 break energy plate means Deoxys deck, hit that, and then you're no longer getting that switch that you use. Fly as well makes him, although he's a 1 MP figure, gives him such versatility and ability to get forward very quickly if he hits that. Additional to that, if that wasn't already strong enough, this guy has Primal Rage. This ability has not been used. I swear to God, I have not seen anybody use any figures with that, because everybody's of the same mind, like, well, I'm not using a Rayquaza because nobody else is using Rayquaza. I'm not using Groudon or Kyogre because no one else is going to be using. Now, potentially, you know, Rayquaza is going to be a must-have in a deck. It's going to be in the meta, right? So then you have an option to go, well, I'm just going to put like 3 Groudons and 3 Kyogres and get +1 MP to those figures and +20 attack. Once they're on the field, though, remember that. So it's only when they're on the field. So if somebody has a 1 Rayquaza and you knock that out, you no longer have a buff. But that's going to be huge. That's going to be the biggest change to the game, I think, in terms of decks that people are choosing, other than, you know, the mega evolutions, which could, you know, the fact that attacks are increasing, starting to move. You know, we see 140 figures in Rayquaza and Latios, as we're going to come up to. Boyo, get out of there. So we're seeing a lot of figures with 140 now. Maybe that's going to be the new like max. You only have that with the likes of Sceptile, and that's only like a 50% chance of getting that once you've hit his Leaf Blade. You've got Rayquaza and Latios. And so we have Dratini, a figure that is complete garbage and has always been garbage. You very rarely see it, but he's just been upped to, you know, get up with everybody else. I think he's still 1 MP. He has one of his 50 attacks has changed to 20 Will-O-Wisp. So Will-O-Wisp is an awesome. I love the burn. We also have 130, so that's been changed from 110 to, oh god damn, she cooking, she cooking up some trouble. Would you just be able to turn it off in like 3 minutes? 3 minutes. Let me try. Give me 3 minutes.
No, because it's cooking.
Try to wrap it up in 3 minutes.
It's cooking already.
You could open the window. 3 minutes. Right, we're going to try to do the rest of this over some cooking. So Dratini has been a terrible figure for a long time. At 1 MP, he is still garbage, but he's now been brought up with everybody else to the 130 attack within there. A 44 disc is a pretty decent size. Very vulnerable to Confuse Ray. If this guy becomes confused, he's just screwed. He's like Evil Torb screwed. But you could reduce one of the 4s to get rid of that. Maybe force the Will-O-Wisp to turn into. No, you want the big attack to turn into the 50. His 50 move has also been changed, so that was too weak. And it has this very similar to Galvantula, in that if you hit it and you're facing somebody with a status effect, that will then get doubled. It may be that we see Dratini being used, being that he has this special ability to, instead of an MP move, pass through an adjacent Pokemon and through them, come out the other side, not able to initiate an attack after that end of turn. So it has to be used very carefully, because you're not really going to be able to pass down the sides because you're just going to get surrounded straight away. Could be interesting. Could see Dratini feature, but in my opinion, he's nowhere near as strong as these guys. Latias and Latios. I love these figures. They are amazing. And early on in the game, when we didn't have like plus 100 attacks many in the game, these guys was just some of my favourite to use. Latios was like key figure in my deck, and that's because he had Luster Purge at 120 and he had a 60 and a 70 attack. That has now been changed. Now will we see plus 100s? It means that the 60 and 70 is a huge liability, and being that it is, the 32 was the 70, I think it was. I think that's the disc size that should change, but the Luster Purge was a small disc and hard to hit. It meant that he was easy to knock out, and with the fact that he gets removed from a duel, he needed to offset that, and they have, giving that 70 a 100 attack and giving his 140 attack. He could seriously get used, and being a 3 MP figure, he's deadly, but can be excluded from a duel. And we've lost that. And then Latias, a figure who is killer in any rush deck because he has the ability, if somebody moves out with a 3 MP Pokemon into the center, 2 spaces, you can move 3 MP, go for a double chance, try hit the fly away, and you are in on goal, and you put them at a huge disadvantage, and it can just pin decks in so well. But being that he had a terrible, highest attack 110, backed up by a 50 and 60 attack, I could just pull out a Zapdos and double chance. Odds are that he's not going to hit his fly away, and even if he does, if I hit it, it hits against my yellow disc. Good way of counteracting this, by the way, if you are facing it in future, if you know that you are likely going to get double chanced and rushed, move towards your goal. It just means they can move forward, but then they can't use the fly away, and then you can get a block on once you've got a little bit of protection on your goal. But 130 attack and 100 attack, Latias is now going to be a really fun figure to use again, and hopefully we'll see him feature a lot now. Next up we have Druddigon. Now Druddigon can evolve into Hydreigon and is a very powerful evolve. You know, it has Draco Meteor and will be very useful given that we're going to see a lot of plus, 130 attacks now, and some can be hard to take out. But with Draco Meteor, get that spin, especially people with that big disc. Groudon with 130 going to Primal Rage. You could see it being really Draco Meteor being really effective. Probably going to be a favouring Flygon over Hydreigon though. But you're more able to get the evolve now because his Revenge, which adds plus 20 to its attack when you've got somebody in the PC, 2 in the PC, plus 40 takes it to 110, makes it a good rare figure that you're going to get an evolve with, and covered by 32 Dragon Tail, I believe, which will obviously knock your opponent out if he gets knocked out. So pretty good. And finally, we're going to ignore Smoochum because that just probably is setting up the potential Jinx. That could be setting up Jinx actually, couldn't it? Smoochum with the evolve into Jinx. Ice type. Oh, I'm calling it, right? Next gym, if we do have a gym, if it follows normal pursuit, which I'm dubious whether it will, ice. There's going to be ice. Ice type. Because of that. Smoochum going to Jinx, and a little bit of Dratini getting a new ice beam-like attack. You knock him out on his 40 size disc. It's, almost 50% chance of hitting that, and then the opponent can knock him out, and they get, frozen like Ice Beam does. And you got good cover with a nice solid 80 attack and that nice push aside attack at 2 stars. So Dratini is going to be a good figure to potentially get evolves with, in terms of, he's always quite difficult, and that's where Dragonite is at its best when you've had the 2 evolutions. So potentially we might see that evolve a little bit easier, and I'd be quite happy to see that because I think Dragonite is a great figure. It just doesn't have the power it needs only once you've got those 2 evolutions. So that is everything. We've got some really interesting stat balances. It's going to be interesting to see how that, what changes that's going to be made in combination with the Mega. Are we actually going to see any updates that we can actually, are we going to be able to get some new figures when that update drops? Hopefully it's not just another update about an update that is going to update us about when the next actual update is. Hopefully it is going to have some new stuff with it. It's definitely going to have the partial changes. Should bring some else with it. Definitely, right? What do you guys think? And let me know what team you're going to be on. Are you going to be on Team Shiny? Sorry, I mean Team Charizard. Or are you going to be on Team Blastoise and Team Venusaur? Hopefully you choose right. And know that we will rule. Team event, we're working together. No one can take on Team Shiny, So, that's all for me. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. See you next time.